Alright, welcome back. In this lesson, we're gonna take a look at the Quick Selection, Magic Wand, and Free Transform tools. Okay, so here's an image that you can follow along with. I recommend that you follow along with this exact image. It's just easier that way. I'm gonna zoom in a little. I'm gonna press and hold Alt and then use my mouse wheel to zoom in a little bit, and then press and hold space to pan. Okay, let's take a look at let's just take a look at this what I'm assuming is a pepper. All right, so let's select our quick selection tool. Okay, the quick selection tool is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth tool down. By default, this is selected, the object selection tool. So all you have to do is just right click or press and hold and then select quick selection tool. Okay, and the quick selection tool, what it is it using some algorithms, it kind of like selects things automatically for us. Okay, so this pepper is a little small, right? Our selection tool is a little big, so let's just kind of select the size. Let's bring it down to like 14 pixels. Okay, yeah, so now I can select all of this. Okay, so all you want to do is just press and hold, okay, and it'll automatically select the pepper, and there are some areas that's not yet selected, so I'm gonna go and select those areas as well, and there you go. Okay, all right, so that's how you use the quick selection tool. Let's try it on this tomato. Okay, so again, press and hold the left mouse button, and there you go. Okay, you can easily select a whole item with this. Let's use it on this what is this? Asparagus? No. Artichoke. Okay. All right. So easy, right? By default, it just adds onto the selection. So right now I have the pepper and the tomato and the artichoke selected. If you don't want to add on to your selection, you just have to click on deselect. Okay, let's try that again. It's deselected, nothing is selected. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this artichoke. Okay, and there we go. So now this artichoke is isolated. It's been selected. All right, so that's the quick selection tool. Very easy. Also, feel free to experiment with these buttons as well. If you don't like the way it turned out, or if you want to just go back to its original state, you can always just undo. Control Z, and you can just undo. Feel free to experiment in any way. All right. Let's look at the magic wand. All right, so the magic wand tool is located 1, 2, 3, 4. The same tool. Right click, click on magic wand. Okay, so the magic wand will automatically select anything that, like any pixel that is similar to the pixel that you clicked on. I'll give you an example. So for example, I want to select this whole background, this gray area. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on contiguous. I'm just gonna click on the background, and it'll select areas that are very close to the area, to the pixel that I selected, right? There's also a setting called tolerance. So this is how much, this is like basically the threshold of your selections. So for example, if I set tolerance to like 1, if I click right here, it's going to select just that area. Because as you can tell, the pixels are there's a lot of noise, right? It's not very consistent. So for example, like right here is a little like purplish, right here is a little greenish. If I click on this area, it's only gonna select right there. It's just the nature of photography. You're gonna get noise in photos. Okay, so if you set the tolerance down to 1, it's not sensitive at all. No, it's the other way around. It's very sensitive. Whereas if you turn the tolerance up to like 60, now it'll select all of it, or almost all of it. Okay. Let's set it down just a little bit, because right now the tolerance is too high and it's actually bleeding into this mug, right? So let's set it down to maybe like 40. Okay, let's try that. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If this was an actual project, we can actually cut this part out, this selection out, but for now we'll just leave it, just for the sake of demonstrating. Okay, and this part isn't selected because, as you can tell, it's a little darker than the rest of the image, right? So in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press and hold Shift, okay, and see that plus sign on the wand, on the mouse pointer, on the cursor. Every time I press Shift and hold, you get that plus sign, okay? That means you're adding on to the selection. Another way to go about this, if you don't want to press and hold Shift, is just click on this. This is Add to Selection, okay? You can press on this. Okay, same thing, Shift, and this one. There's also this one. This is Subtract from Selection, which is Alt. If you press and hold Alt, you get this minus on your cursor, right? That's Subtract from Selection. Okay, so let's add to selection. I'm gonna press Shift, and then I'm gonna click right there, and yep, it added to the selection, right? Now I'm gonna subtract from selection. Okay, so I press and hold Alt and then click, and now it subtracted all of this from my selection. Again, Shift, click, and then it adds to my selection. Okay, so that's the wand tool. All right, let's try the magic wand tool on a green area. Okay, there's a lot of green in this photo, right? So if I click right there, it's only going to select this part of the photo. Now, say you want to like select every single green. You can press Shift and click on all of this, or there's an easier way. Simply turn off contiguous, and it'll select all the greens in this photo. Okay, so if I click right there, it selects all the pixels that are of the same color as the pixel that I selected. Okay, let's try it on the red. Okay, so if I click right there, and it'll select all the other reds in this image that has the same value as the area that I clicked. Okay, I turn on contiguous by default because many times I don't want to select everything on the image, so I turn it on. I leave it on, and just turn it off when I need to select all the colors in an image. All right, so let's take a look at free transform. Free transform is just like the name implies, transforming your selection. Okay, so let's make a selection here. I'm going to use the quick selection tool to select this artichoke. Okay, and so transformation is something that we went over last week, but I'll show it to you again. After selecting all of this, all you want to do is click on this, the move tool. Okay, and then you get this square. These are transform controls. And then when you bring your cursor to these little tiny white squares, you can transform this, your selection only, okay? So I can make it big. I can make it small, okay? I can also rotate. All right, so this is rotate right there. I can rotate it. Okay, if you don't want to have a proportion constraint, you can press Shift, press and hold Shift, and then now you can squeeze it, you can smush it, you can do whatever you want with it. Okay. All right, and if you want to rotate evenly, you can press and hold Shift. Then I think it's every 15 degrees it rotates. Yeah, so you can see right up there that it's 0, and then I'm gonna press and hold Shift. -15, -30, -45, -60. Okay, so if you press and hold Shift, you can make these adjustments that are even, that are like 15 degrees intervals. All right, so I'm gonna undo by pressing Escape, or after you've made your changes, you can press Enter, and that will apply. It'll apply your modifications. All right.